Hello again, everybody, friends. Once again, this is episode 4 of the Polynauts Soulcast. My name is Paddy. You'll know me on the forum as Paddy Stardust. My cohort, introduce yourself.
Oh, your skin smells fresh. Well, thank you, Barbara. And it's funny you should mention that because tonight on the shopping channel, we'll be showcasing a wonderful range of skin conditioners and toilet cleaners. Everyone, be they man, woman, chimp or child, has wanted their skin to smell exactly like their toilet, but in a good way. Tonight we're opening the phone line so you can do just that. But first, my charity single recorded when I was torturing Susan Boyle with flamethrowers. Roll the music, Patrice.
Oh! For those of you who can't speak coffee, his name was Coffee Jesus.
Oh yeah, that's me. I just had this vision this afternoon of the being a charity single where people tortured Susan Boyle with flamethrowers.
I'd buy that.
Yeah, there we go.
I'd buy that, and I'd listen to it on repeat, knowing that it was still going.
So there's your intro.
What a beautiful intro that was.
Thank you.
Right, so today, we are on episode 4. Episode 4. What are we going to call this episode?
The one where we meet up in the game.
Yeah, that's good. Can we make it snappier?
Together.
Can we make it snappier to fit into the title?
Bro-gerine, like margarine with bros.
Bro-gerine, that'll do. Yeah. Job done. Right, okay. Bro-gerine. So episode 4.
Stardust, bread and coffee. Coffee butter? No, that sounds like euphemism for poo.
Coffee butter.
Bum chocolate.
It's like you're in the loo. And you have a look.
Let's just move on from this. This could be.
You don't have a look.
Pat.
You do a pat.
You people with you fording your toilets. Anyway, yes, last week we did the summon thing, whereby did I jump into your game? Did you jump into mine, or was it a little bit of both?
What we did is you tried to jump into mine for a while and it didn't work. I ran around in little circles for ages, didn't we? So then we decided, screw it, I'm going to jump into yours.
Yeah, but I think I was being a bit of a twat at first because I don't think I was I not human at first?
I think both of us did that at least once or twice.
That may have been in Sean's game because I jumped into Sean's game in Painted World and then he was going to jump into mine and I think I was wearing a helmet and not not clicking on to the fact that I wasn't human. So
couldn't tell you weren't a zombie.
I was like, I can't see the signs that far out.
Why is he not coming up? Well, that could have been why we had so many problems trying to get in the first time. Maybe I was a zombie. It could have been my fault.
You turned to electrostatic bubble crackle pop.
Did I?
Yeah.
Let's say that again.
It was like that bit in Strong Enough by Cher, where she does this, where it goes like, hold on. I can't do it. The water swallowed. I was going to do the. Although obviously she can keep trying, but she's not going to get near that.
Oh, Cher. Auto-tune.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
We say, when we're not feeling sunny, we share.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we met up in game at the start of Darkroot Garden, I believe.
Was indeed, yeah.
Yeah, so you jumped in. I was kind of hovering around on top of the gargoyles, waiting for you to turn up. And we thought, we'll meet down there. So I sort of potted down there. Met the lightning guy. Just so the people that are listening, when you go from where Santa is, who we've talked about, who's like a blacksmith guy, to get to Darkroot Garden, which is the place, or Darkroot Forest, was it?
Darkroot Garden.
Darkroot Garden, okay. Oh, that's right, the first. To get there, there's a kind of a big corridor with this kind of headless...
Oh, yeah, the lightning demon.
Yeah, headless, one-legged lightning...
Titanite demon, I think that's...
okay.
That's his name.
I didn't know he had a name. Okay. Yeah, that big stone lightning guy without a head. So, yeah, a quick panicked run through there, which was fun. Expecting to get battered the whole way through.
Uh-huh.
After a lot of issue, I think we finally met up, didn't we? I think I jumped into your game just because I couldn't see your soul sign, and we stood there for, 10 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah, there was a little bit of back and forth, but
It could have been my fault. I'm very willing to accept that I was probably a zombie and forgot about it.
well, there's no dedicated servers on Dark Souls, so it's really sort of as and when consoles connect, and people are sort of near one another, and are on the same level. So yeah, it's a little bit more hit and miss than perhaps Demon Souls was.
Put it there, and it turns up in everyone's game.
But it was fun to kind of when you were going, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? And
Something's appearing. There's a ghost. Is that you?
Why's that tree hitting me?
Yes. So yeah, after you finally met up, making our way through Darkroot, the trees were alive, with the sound of murder.
We're building up an album slowly.
Just bit by bit. Polysouls, After Dark. The tree. I thought the trees were beatable. I thought they were quite easy to get rid of. After getting used to the way they hug you. It's ironic, isn't it, that in Dark Souls trees hug you?
Yeah, but there was the bit where I think I'm not sure if one of us died but there was a bit thereafter where we'd been battering into the trees together, and then there was a bit thereafter where they all came chasing after me. And I was like, I've forgotten that this is difficult because we've been like 2 people, chop, chop, chop.
Running in all cavalier, like, oh, I've got backup.
Yeah.
Where's my backup?
But eventually we were proper trolleying those stone knights.
Yeah. Again, so as we went through the Darkroot garden, these big piles of rocks, they kind of stand up. It turns out they are a big statue man. They're quite strong. You know, they gave me a couple of worry. I think they actually killed me once or twice.
I introduced them to the baseball bat of doom.
Yeah. And what we discovered, completely by accident, when I think I was showing you how to do the kick, wasn't I? And the jump attack.
Yeah, I am rubbish doing the kick.
Yeah, how to sort of reliably nail that every time. And we were sort of, testing it out. And I think one hit from each of us was taking out that big stone giant.
I must admit,
the jump stab.
The reinforced club, that R2 that it's got with the jump twat,
it was
is just glorious.
Yeah, it was absolute. I think it was probably the fact that it was that club, I think, because my sword wasn't doing nowhere near as much damage, whereas you were taking off at least 3/4 of the health in a single shot every time.
Mind you, I had upgraded it.
True.
I had upgraded it quite a bit, but I'd even tried out a few other weapons and upgraded those, and they were weapons that I hadn't used before, but I thought, I'll give those a go. But there's something about that R2 attack which is just wonderful, and the extra momentum you get of the jump, and the reinforced club's got it. There's the butcher's knife has got it as well.
Yeah.
Which is a great weapon to get from Blight Town Swamp, I believe, a little bit later. But it's a really handy attack. And I'm not sure if it is stronger because that leap is involved in it in itself, but it's also wonderful in PvP as well, because people don't expect it's coming.
People expect a cagey fight, they expect you to hide behind your shield and take your time and sort of rot around, but, I like to think if you're giving them the surprise of going, hello!
Or the best surprise I'd ever given, the best Christmas present of weapon, was in a previous game where when I got invaded, I'd make sure I was holding a spear, and I'd kind of go ting, 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 just like tapping at their shield.
Yeah.
And then when they attacked, I'd move around behind them, switch out to a lightning Zweihander, and just like boom, like crack them to the floor. And they just weren't getting up from that, because every time they tried to, I'd just crackle smunch them.
Is crackle smunch
crackle
the word?
Smunch a breakfast cereal?
Oh, I'd eat that.
Yeah.
Snap, crackle, and smunch.
Don't bring in the lawyers.
They're
like the Kelloggsians.
Herr Kellogg.
But yeah, we trolleyed on through to the Moonlight Butterfly in both games, didn't we?
We did, picking up a lady on the way, didn't we?
Yeah, we got if you're human, there's an NPC that's hiding in the bushes just at the bottom of the stairs before you go up to the Moonlight Butterfly, and it's something I didn't appreciate until I saw one of the Epic Name Bro videos, one of the playthroughs, and that was really where it emphasized how important being human can be, and the extra stuff that you do see when you're human, as opposed to. I mentioned this in a previous podcast, but in Demon Souls, you did get the extra health advantage, and it didn't look like there was any real reason to be human in Dark Souls. But, not only the ability to summon other people and make things easier, but there's a fine sprinkle of NPCs around to help any boss battle.
Definitely. I mean, it was definitely hidden. I mean, it's behind a crate or some bushes, isn't it? It's really not. You're not going to notice it if you're just running past.
And especially, I mean, when going into that battle, she will practically do the boss fight for you as well.
Yep. She basically did both times. Well, the first time, definitely. That was when you were the leader and I was the assist. I found that fight really easy as the assist, because the butterfly did not care one drop for me. Yeah, I don't think I got hit the entire fight.
I mean, the NPC was spamming him with magic, and we were just sort of dancing around, sort of waiting for the butterfly to land. But at the same time, I could advise the fact that the butterfly would land at a certain point and to just dodge out of the way.
Yeah.
And when you're first there without that knowledge, it's at first you're thinking, "Oh Christ, they haven't got any magic."
I've run out of arrows.
Yeah. I mean, so it's not that difficult if you know what you're doing, and if you are human, you've got other friends that you can bring in, strangers that you can bring in, NPCs that you can bring in.
True.
To make things easier, but always worthwhile being human if you can.
Yeah, I mean, and then we did it. So we did that once, didn't we? Got the reward, and then we did it again with me as the leader. And we did more exploring on the second run, didn't we? Because there was gear to pick up, wasn't there, that I'd not got?
Yeah, there was. You were quite taken with the snakes on the trees.
Yes, they were fun.
Oh, and the trees that didn't look like you could get past them.
Oh yeah. Basically, as you're going through the forest, there's these kind of hidden paths, but the thing that's hiding them is a tree. And if you're not, you're not the sort of thing you'd think, I'm going to go and attack that tree. I mean, it was a bit out there.
If you move up close, it is kind of spinning a little bit, but I think it was Phil Collar mentioned on Twitter that he was watching a playthrough, I'm sure this was like a couple of months ago, and had no idea that that the trees there could be twatted.
Yeah, so I literally would never have thought of it in a million years had someone not told me. I was like, what do you mean the tree? What are you doing here? Oh, it moved. And it's like, oh, there's a path.
Then you've got the sort of red creatures that jumped in and the
little weird frogs.
Give up the green, I forget what it's called, the green
bamboo grass or something, isn't it?
Yeah, the one that you can buy it later on in the game from the magnificent Chester, who I still adore because when you come up to him, he goes like, "You again? Are you thick?" But that improves your stamina, so it's really good in boss battles. But we were
like popping a steroid before you take it on.
Yeah. Well, but we were on a mugging run at that point, and then we got the wolf's ring. Oh, who can forget that moment where I got the wolf's ring?
Oh yeah.
And you practically did some sort of space poo when you were sort of trying to jump off. Yeah,
because so we went up this little secret path, and we got the wolf ring, and I put it on. And I was like, oh, cool, pretty ring. And you kind of leaped off the ledge back towards the level. And I thought, oh, okay, that's really easy. So I did the same, and I took a little run up and I leaped. Didn't realise that between where we leaped and the back into the level was a chasm. And I think I must have hit it by the smallest, like, pixel of margin of landing. Because I thought I was going in the hole.
It's fine. Come on, Mr. Smith. No, nothing down there. No.
Yeah, it's like, it must have been a pixel. Was all that same, because I swore to God I was going down that thing. Like, I literally caught it with a heel and just landed breathless, like, what the... You were like, what?
So have you had any more explorations since? Have you been playing the game behind my back?
A little bit. Well, the bit happened after we beat the butterfly again. When I went up to get the ember from the top of the tower that's just past the butterfly, picked the ember up, and then promptly fell off the tower.
Oh, I forgot that entirely. That was genius.
Yeah, I got up there, got really proud, picked this item up, like, brilliant, awesome, great. Oh, a homeward bone. I can use that to get home. Right, I'll just trundle off home, and promptly, just literally walked off and fell down the middle of the tower. Completely just not even paying attention.
Even though I know our playthroughs are completely confidential, but I did tell Sean about that, and he did bladder himself laughing.
Yeah. It's not one of my proudest moments, I'll give you that. But then getting back through the level to that point was really quick. I think I had to fight one thing the whole way.
Did you peg it? Did you just run?
Yeah, I just ran. I think the one thing I thought was a snake. I'll peg that before it jumps on me. And there's actually a stone golem in the way of the tower to get up to the butterfly where the butterfly is. And I just ran around it. And I never saw it again. I was like, okay, fine, brilliant. It got me stuff, and then I used the homeward bone to get back safely, because sod that for a game of soldiers.
Mind you, I remember I was watching the videogamer.com Pantsman playthrough with Matt Nellis and Matt Lees, and on that bit, I'd advised, because I was cheating on Polygon at that point, that about the NPC.
Yeah. And
they were human. And the stone knight at the bottom of the stairs killed the NPC. She sort of came out and sort of tried to fire magic at it, and the stone knight just downed her in a sword swing. And when we came back, she wasn't there.
Oh.
I say we came back. Well, when they returned, she wasn't
there. They returned.
There.
You were, yeah, she was still
and
dead.
It's like,
gone.
Blooming heck. That's awesome. I'd never seen it before, but it was just like, I think it was Matt Nellis went, oh, she's dead.
Proof that death matters in these games. It does matter.
But I will add that addendum that if you've not seen the videogamer.com playthroughs of No Pants Man, or Pants Man I think it is, they're both up on YouTube now, and they're very, very worth watching, because they're really funny, but they're really cool as well.
Yeah. You know how far I've played. Would I be able to watch both of those and not get spoiled by anything?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean...
they're not any further past than we are.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, cool. That's what I worry about when I watch. I don't want to kind of spoil any surprises. I want to get screwed by the game.
It's just going into situations without any armor, and sort of seeing how far they can get. And there's been a little touch-ons that they did choose the master key, so they have been sort of touched slightly into Blighttown and stuff. But mainly it's places that you've been before, and I think you'll know if there's situations that you don't want to see past. But just really entertaining. And I think it was the second one descended into a little bit of talk about Jim Henson's The Storyteller and about chocolate biscuits gone by, including the Fruit Club.
Well, that's strange that these kind of longer playthroughs seem to kind of delve into weird stuff. I know that Phil Collar, Polygon's own Phil Collar, was playing through, I think it was Gun, recently on Twitch, and it's gone up on YouTube and stuff. And I think there's a good 4 or 5 episodes of that now dedicated to Garfield fan fiction.
Well, I'll have to check that out.
I think it was on the level of Garfield and Abraham Lincoln. Mm-hmm. And Garfield was freeing the slaves or something. It was a strange thing. And I didn't listen to all of it because I kind of got freaked out. But yeah, it's very strange how many of those Let's Plays delve off into that sort of territory of odd.
But that just puts me in mind of something that was on Tumblr, and was a sort of print screen really from one of those questions asked on Yahoo, and someone was saying, I hear lots of people talking about this film with a bloke that saved lots of Jews from the Germans called Chandler's List.
Oh,
and somebody did a mock-up of the film cover saying like Chandler's List, and like, could there be any more Jews? Chandler's List is fantastic.
I like that. I like that very much.
So where are you going to now? Where have you been
Okay.
since?
What I did from there is what I did then is I trundled back to on the side of the undead parish, I believe. There's a little side route off to a big kind of wall with some gates in it, and there's a guy outside that says he can't get in.
Hmm.
And I went up to there and I sort of looked around a bit and couldn't really work out what I was supposed to do and figured this will probably open up later. So left it to it and buggered off again. And then I went back to the lower undead burg.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Where I did dive into very briefly last time. I went in and sort of potted around a bit and sort of, wussed out and left. But this time, I went in with a more mind to actually beat the area, as it were. Toddled around. I was ready for the assassins this time, so I could take some of them out before they even came out of the house.
What weapon did you use?
It was a combo of... It was definitely the Drake Sword.
Okay.
And I've been using... I think it was a... Is it the S-Stock, I think?
Okay, yeah.
I'm experimenting with it because trying to hide behind the shield and poke like I was doing with the shield. I didn't have a spear yet, so I thought I'll try the S-Stock out. It was all right.
Yeah, the spear's pretty
the
good,
axe as well, actually.
particularly for the right to maneuver.
Yeah,
because you're keeping them at extreme distances. But if you get near to them, have you seen them do that sort of spin round, jump on your back, slash your neck yet?
Not yet. No, I've been taken out before they can do that. I've heard of it and I don't want it to happen, so I've been on the offence.
It just feels really panicky when you see it happening.
Yeah, kind of like when the trees hug you.
Yeah, it's worse than that because it just feels like an invasion of privacy. It just feels like they've leapt because they grab onto your shoulder from the front, then leap over and spin, wrap their legs around your front, wrap their arms one of their arms around your chest, and then use the other one to slit your throat. It's like crying out loud.
That's nice, isn't it? Kind of like Left 4 Dead's jockeys.
I haven't really played Left 4 Dead.
Oh, basically, it's a zombie that does basically that. They jump on you and they kind of steer you around.
Uh-huh.
And if your teammates don't shoot it off, you can get walked into bigger crowds of zombies.
So in the lower Undead Burg, did you go through the fog gate?
I did.
And how did you get on?
Well, he's called the Capra Demon, correct?
Indeed.
He should be called the Crapper Demon, because I took him out in one go.
Seriously?
Seriously, I don't know what the fuss was about. He was an absolute pansy.
That's dead impressive.
And I wasn't even using the Drake Sword, so I wasn't even, quote-unquote, cheating. I think I had the axe, the hand axe, I think it was. It's called Hatchet or something. It's a big axe, but it's one-handed.
I'm gobsmacked because it's such a tight environment. He jumps in with such flourish.
Oh, it was a surprise.
I wouldn't say that you're over-leveled with your armor or your shield yet.
No.
And there is the panic of trying to take the dogs out first, then running up those stairs and either spamming him with magic, with firebombs, or dropping on him and running back up. So how the funk?
I didn't do either of those things on the stairs either. I went through the door.
Yeah.
And when you think this door's probably going to be bad. Because I was kind of ready for something to happen, because you think fog door usually means bad things going to happen. It's either a boss or a new bit of the area with stronger people in it. So I thought, right, I'll be ready. Door comes in, I see the dog run at me. I was like, right, stab. And he was down in a couple of hits.
Was that muscle memory? Was it just like, douche?
It was literally, rodent! And stabbed, I thought it was a rat or something. I was like, sort of twitched. R1, stab. Got the dogs, both of the dogs down really quickly, actually.
That's half the battle, it has to be said.
I don't remember them being a problem at all, really. I saw the Capra Demon coming, but he was still a ways off, so I kind of managed to get the dogs out before he even touched me, I think.
You got the dogs out. Ooh.
Ooh. So I got rid of the dogs, which was going well. I took a hit or two off the demon. He's got this kind of two, or is it one big sword or two? I can't remember.
He's got two, but he leaves in with both of them kind of clasped together, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he did hit me a couple of times, so I kind of, luckily, had managed to get myself set up for fast rolling, which was amazing foresight on my part. don't know how I managed it, but yeah, I was set up. I was just underweight that I could sort of speedy roll. So speedy rolled out the way, chucked down some Estus as you do, and then just kind of played my usual tactic, which is kind of get behind him and stab him up the jacksie.
That's dead impressive, chap.
Yeah, I kept around behind him. I didn't go up the stairs at all. I didn't even see them until we were finished. I did get... That's the phone. Laura, get the phone.
I'm getting the phone.
She's getting the phone.
That's good to know.
Sure, we'll pause for a second while the phone's being answered.
So yeah, I've got gaming-wise, I've got all those games plus Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is here.
Revengeance.
Yes, indeed.
Oh dear.
The one I want to see though is Tomb Raider. I'm hoping they ship that out to me tomorrow because I've just stripped everything off my love film list apart from Xbox 360 Tomb Raider and PS3 Tomb Raider. So
just to be safe.
Matt Lease did a really good playthrough the other day, and it sort of went from, he was saying how the first half an hour of the game he thought it was shit, just really really bad, and then it kind of opens up and it becomes absolutely brilliant. But they went out of this forest area into this underground bit, and there were all these sort of red candles, and he was saying, is there a candle shop on the island? Where did they get all these candles and who lit them? So they're still there, and they were like, do you think they get them imported, or do you think that there is a legitimate candle shop on the island in the Bermuda Triangle? And they're wandering through this sort of underwater area, and it's really desolate, and it read on the wall, no one gets out alive. And Matt goes, there's nobody here though. That was it. It says like no one ever leaves, and he was like, but there's nobody here. It was just really, really funny.
I like noticing things like that. You know, like
he's got another video as well. Like I think it's Lara's Gap Year or something like that.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, I like that one.
Thought it was really funny.
Was it Gap Yar?
Yeah, Gap Yar.
Gap Yar. It's one of those things when you start picking games apart like that. You start thinking, say like in Oblivion or those kind of games, and you kill the rat, and you look in the rat and it's got money. Why did the rat have money?
Well, the best one for that is Dead Island, where you kill people and who are in the skimpiest swimming costumes, and you then pick money off their body. It was just like,
oh,
where was that?
Oh, that's a secret in between his £20 note. That was. Anyway, getting back to Dark Souls, now the intermission's over. I might even put some intermission music in. That'd be fun. Yeah. So yeah, Capra Demon. What did I do? Yeah, so I was rolling around behind him. I pretty much just did the same tactic I always use. Keep behind him, batter him up the arse. I think I did use up every single bit of my Estus flask.
Yeah, but that's still double impressive to get past Capra that quickly.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, he's dead. Holy crap, he's dead.
That's really impressive.
It wasn't quite as aggressive. I mean, I started out quite aggressive on the dogs, but my Operation Aggression didn't work quite so well on the actual demon himself. So I was playing a coy game, waiting for him to attack, roll around behind him, and just stab him in the jacksie.
I can't begin to tell you how much he gave me gyp the first time I played it. It took me a long time to do it, but then again, I was kind of like Steiner from Final Fantasy IX moving through custard.
Clank,
I was that heavy, like shing, 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 and Capra was just like.
Haha, lol. The small environment definitely makes that fight worse. Like if there was somewhere to hide, like a pillar. I remember the dog right at the very start when I was still trying to take the dogs out. One of them did kind of pin me into the wall. And the Capra was kind of walking up towards me, and I could see him coming. I was like, Jesus Christ! Walloping on R1 as fast as my stamina bar would let me. Just got out, yeah.
There's not even a build-up to the fight. I mean, normally when you walk through sort of the fog gates, there's at least a little bit of a cutscene.
You see him kind of stand up from a distance and kind of run toward... This one, you actually go to the cutscene, hello!
Well, someone figured out that, because in Blighttown there's a really fat enemy with a massive club that when you kill them, you get something called dung pie.
Lovely.
Which is essentially poo.
Dung pea.
And somebody figured out that that you can lob the dung pie over the wall to the Capra and basically poison the dogs. And start the poison running down on either the dogs, Capra, or both of them, which is interesting. And it was on one of the epic Name Bro videos. He sort of gave it a bash and couldn't quite get the poo flung over the wall.
I imagine that would be an awkward thing to do in practice.
Yeah,
but
it was certainly frowned on when I did it in the middle of the shopping centre. The courts did not take kindly to it.
And that's why you're not allowed back in Cascades.
Yes. So where have you gone next? Have you got the key?
I did.
Down to the depths.
I opened the door to the depths and thought, I'm going to go save. Or go to the campfire, and get these souls that I'd got from the Capra done. So I went back to the blacksmith, I upgraded a few bits. I've got the black leather armour I'm rocking now, which I've got up to across all the pieces between +2 and +3.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm just literally spending the money on Titanite shards and upgrading it. It's pretty quick and fast to grind those out, which isn't too bad. And I thought, I know what I'll do. I'm not going to have a go at that. I'll go campfire it up, and then I will go have a little pop at the Titanite demon, the guy with no head in the tunnel between Darkroot. That was a tough fight. That was it was probably the second toughest fight after the Bell Gargoyles, I think. It was a tricky one because he did get the better of me a few times. Because I didn't realise his tail can technically attack as well. If you get behind him, I mean, I got the timing because he does, like you say, that big jump stab with his one leg, jumps up on one leg, and just homes in on you and just stomps down, and it really does batter you if you're not ready. But I managed to get the timing on that down quite quickly, just when to roll. Yeah,
because he shuffles along on the with his good leg on the stump where the other leg should be. It really throws you when he does that massive push up into the air and then land. Yeah,
you think this is going to be easy fight. I'll just stand behind him and just, he can't chase me. Easy. Oh my God, he's 20 feet in the sky.
It's a super bait and switch, yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of... I mean, he took me out a good 4 or 5 times, I think. It was not a quick fight. But I battered him. Again, I think I was using the axe again. Because it's fun. It's quite sort of thwonky, and it does take things down quite quick. I put the Drake sword away for a bit because I felt like I was cheating a little bit. I thought because what does Dark Souls need? It needs more challenge. So yeah,
Billy Big Balls.
Yeah, fuck, it's nothing. Capra Demon down in one, poof, easy. So I decided, I'll make it a bit harder. So I put the Drake sword away. You kept on with my hatchet for a bit and did all right actually. Yeah, it took a few goes to get. But once I had the pattern down, it was okay. And it's just being able to react, and it's like Demon Souls in that same way. It's learn the enemy, watch what they do, don't just run in like an idiot. Have a plan, and if the plan don't work, come up with a different plan until the plan works.
That's the best idea. That's the trick of Souls, I think. It's not rage quitting because the obvious isn't there, or I've seen other people. I heard a podcast recently where the guy was saying that he didn't like Demons and Dark Souls because there was too much choice, and that he suffered from decision paralysis because he didn't know which was the best one to go for.
I don't. When I was having a play with the weapon, when I switched out my Drake, I did have about 20 minutes of running back and forward from a bonfire, trying out different weapons on the same group of guys and see which one I liked the best.
But that's part of the fun. On my first playthrough on Dark Souls, there was a certain bit I couldn't get past. I'm not sure which area. I think I might have been having... Oh, it was when I returned after a month, after healing, after I'd been to the Tomb of the Giants. Got all the way to Gravelord Nito.
Yeah.
Had the wrong weapon and couldn't change back out for the weapon. Because
correct me if I'm wrong. Is Gravelord Nito is the guy in the opening cutscene that is the dead dude made out of the corpses of 1,000 dead dudes?
He's not that tough an enemy, but... Yeah. When you get past the catacombs and into Tomb of the Giants, you can use a regular weapon again. and you can all the way out. But the skeletons that are protecting Nito adhere to the same qualities as the skeletons in the catacombs, whereby if you kill them with a regular weapon, they'll get back up again. If you kill them with a divine weapon, they're down. So I'd gotten all the way to that boss fight thinking I was good with the weapon that I got, and then got absolutely battered because I got a divine weapon. And it took me a while to heal from that. It took me a while to get the momentum to come back. But before I went in, I was trying all manner of stuff just to do things a little bit differently. Like I got the dragon tooth, which is just like it's like a Cabra's flake made of stone. And was trying that out, and it is a wump master.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, it's when you hit a skeleton, it absolutely smacks them into the ground.
It sounds like you're hitting them with a pillar.
It is pretty much like that, yeah. But it does look comedically a little bit like a slightly melted Cabra's flake. But I was trying out no ender weapons, and even of the same size. Just to go, well, am I happy with the swing of that? That one's heavier, it'll probably do more damage, but am I happy with how quick it reacts and how quick I can react from there?
Yeah.
And likewise, I took a little bit of time just running from the bonfire near where Santa Blacksmith is, and just running forward and trying different attacks just to see which ones I was going to go for.
Yeah,
and I
totally.
had two weapons that were in contrast to one another. I had one which I could fight numerous enemies potentially, which was which had got a quick swipe or a quick thrust to it.
Yeah.
So that I could, if I was ganged up on, I could nobble them bit by bit, and then I had another one which brought the smack down, and it was really sort of having that strategy where I could swap out for both, and I had options.
Yeah.
But the balance was something that I worked on quite heavily before I went in and achieved what I needed to do. But that's the right thing to do. That's entirely the right thing to do, and that's part of the fun for me as well.
Yeah. Do you know what I've noticed actually? That's quite a bit of an aside now. But as you may know, I picked up Tekken Tag 2.
Okay.
From Blockbuster recently, and since the updates and patches, it's a better game than it was when I reviewed it. Like it's the loading's faster, there's more characters, there's more you can do with it. But I've been experimenting with people that I wouldn't have tried before, because when it comes to Tekken, I mainly pick people like Brian, who's he's a robot man. He doesn't look like a robot, but he's a secret robot that looks like a person. But he's a very very punch kick, but quite kind of hard punches, but he's still got a bit of speed. And I like a good bonk punch. I don't like big beefy guys like your Jack, like your Zangief, your fat sods that take forever to get an attack going. I like a bit more powerful. Just one up from Ryu, shall we say. From Ryu. And what I've been doing over the last week or so with Tekken is going to sort of practice mode and arcade mode and trying out new characters that I wouldn't have considered. There's a guy called Bob, and Bob's thing is that Bob is fat. His whole story is that Bob is thin and didn't think he was doing enough damage in his martial arts because he was skinny. So his strategy was get fat. And to be honest, I've thought he was crap before, but you sort of go to the practice mode and you look at the move list, think, right, I'll try this out, I'll try out this move, and holy crap, he's good. And you I think my problem before, in that I wasn't doing very good at characters that weren't Brian, because I was trying to play them like Brian. Yeah. And definitely with the newer characters in Tekken, not so much the older guard like Paul, Phoenix, Nina, because they're quite standard karate people. And their movesets are, I'm not going to say boring, but they're vintage now. Whereas a lot of the newer guys have kind of interesting setups. They sort of bounce around the place a bit more. Almost like Eddie Gordo, who's the cheap bastard of Tekken, but not quite as cheap. And I've noticed that experimenting with the character and learning the character itself rather than trying to play what I think it should be, playing what the character is designed to be, And I've been doing a lot better. And to an extent, that works the same in Demons and Dark. In that there's different weapons but they do play completely differently. Like, if I just run in trying to bonk with stuff, it ain't going to work.
You have to adapt your style. And, you know, on the subsequent playthroughs that I've had on the Prepare to Die editions, I've had one where I've been balancing magic and miracles, another one where I've been solely miracles, another one where I've been solely magic. The character I'm playing through with you, I'm going more for a kind of faster dex build with melee weapons, and I think I'll lean back into pyromancy on this one when I get into the depths. So yeah, it's kind of getting used to playing things differently and really celebrating that play style and seeing where it pushes you, because you know I've got such admiration for the creators of the game that there's so many ways to play it.
Definitely, it's not just a matter of making different weapons; it's making different ways to play it.
But it's also,
and there's so many different builds you can do and so many different ideas, and it's deep because of it.
But even when you're comfortable and confident with what you've got, you might get an invader through that's a completely different build or does something which makes you go, oh. Because I had somebody come through to my game the other day who was throwing knives at me, and I was like, oh, 'cause normally I can build up about 100 of those knives and just never use them.
Yep.
But he wasn't. I didn't realise he wasn't using regular knives. He was using poisoned knives from the sewer merchant. And after landing about 4 or 5 of them, I think it was, I was poisoned, and it started to tick down. Of course, I hadn't got any moss in my inventory because I was just on a regular level.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's really cheeky to sort of have in your arsenal and to be able to do, because you can quite easily set that to one of the slots near the Estus flask, sort of kick it out when an enemy's not expecting it,
and then just sort of wait around a bit and sort of range them out. And
well, yeah, I mean, if you're keeping them busy, you're essentially taking off a little bit of energy every time. But that was something that was a tactic that I wouldn't have vaguely gone near, and they did. And like I say, when you've got people that are using different magics, different armor, it's great to reevaluate stuff and just go, oh, well, what are they using? Oh, Christ, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, well, that looked cool.
Yeah, I mean that's what keeps it fresh, and the variations are what I think keep people coming back to play the game time and time again, to not to just do a retread of their first playthrough, but to try things differently and to get more out of the game. So
definitely.
So are we going to meet up in the depths then?
We can do if you like.
Yeah, because it's a really good level in itself. Fantastic boss. Fantastic boss. Plus, in the depths, you'll free the pyromancer, which will the pyromancy is something that you can level up outside of the magic. So you can level it up completely independently and take it up to about a plus 15, maybe higher than that.
Nice.
But it's not linked to any stat like faith or intelligence. It's purely its own thing. So
interesting.
In Demons, your flame was going directly from the same as magic. Yeah. Pyromancy is completely different. And the guy, when you free him, will go back to Firelink Shrine, and there you can level it up with souls, and he'll sell you, I think, sort of a fireball that you can chuck, which is all right, and then something called this combustion and great combustion that you get later on, and it's essentially just a flame that bursts out of the pyromancy glove. It's fantastic for close quarters because you're literally touching something and it bursting into flame. And later on, when you get to Blighttown Swamp, you'll meet a female pyromancer who will take your plus 15 glove and then give you a brand new glove that you can level up to plus 15 again, but is more powerful, and she'll sell you shitloads of spells. But that's that's purely drawn as its own thing. It's not drawing from magic or from miracles. So that should open you up if you didn't want to follow a genuine magic path and you didn't want to level up the magic stats.
Yeah, that's
good. It gives you another option that you can swap in.
Yeah, I mean, I have been attempting to get the sort of faith up a little bit because it's the only really one I've sort of looked interesting. But I've kind of spent quite a bit of souls getting to the point where I can use like miracles, and I don't even like them. Now I've started using it. It's like heal's kind of crap. Have
you used Great Lightning Spear?
I've only bought. I've only bought heal so far.
Right, because if you go to the bonfire that's just past the dragon.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I went there with I had got 3 or 4 sunlight medals in my pocket from all the bro-op we did, and I went to this broken statue and I couldn't make anything happen. I didn't know what to do.
You might need more sunlight medals.
Okay, I had about 4.
Yeah, I think you might need a little bit higher than that. But,
okay, yeah, I literally ran around, tried to use them from the inventory, and nothing was happening.
Great lightning spear. Well, lightning spear you get automatically from joining the Covenant, and then if you, I think if you give 20 sunlight medals, you get great lightning spear, which obviously needs you to level up the faith stat quite a lot more. But they are just awesome. It's like chucking electric clothes props from distance.
It sounds achievable. I think 20 is achievable.
It's just beautiful. Plus, especially once you've got the pyromancer freed, the depths is a really good place to join other people's battles and run up to the boss. And I'm sure you can get about 15 to 20,000 souls for the boss alone. Oh. Never mind the run through the level. Yeah. So once the pyromancer's freed, and you start doing that cycle over and over, you can build up tons of souls to advance the pyromancy glove. So that will be beneficial in itself, I think. Or you can use the souls you've got to jump down the miracles path. But it's
the pyromancy sounds like my kind of thing. It sounds like my kind of guy.
It is really good especially once you get the stuff from Blighttown Swamp, because there's much more powerful spells that you can get for the pyromancy glove. But combustion and great combustion in particular are superb, because even in like PvP battles, you can be standing there with your shield up, and then literally just kind of touch your hand out and flames come out like a big ball of flame in front of you. It's not as if you have to lean back and chuck it. It's an instantaneous, like, bam, as if you're throwing...
Literally, lol, F you.
Yeah, but it's really good on bosses as well, because you can... Like, for example, the Titanite demon that you were fighting.
Yeah.
If you were getting around the back of him, you can literally, like... You can... Because it's not even a chuck; it just sort of releases from the hand of the glove.
Yeah.
But it's
sort of getting from behind with the fire.
Yeah, it's double handy.
And it burns. The ring of fire.
Fire! Smoke is rising. Fire!
Fire! Fire!
I think by that beautiful montage. We should call it Le Day.
Le Day. Yes. That's cool. So next stop, we're going to meet up. We're going to go look at the depths.
Yeah, I'll have to take on Capra or Crapra, as I probably will in my pants.
I'll give you a hand if you want. He's nothing. I can do him in my sleep.
That sounds reasonable.
I can nut him. Good for you. Just stand there. You have a cup of tea. I'll watch. Just watch. I'll do it.
This is the point where you fail miserably, isn't
Walk in. Lol, dead.
Yeah. Then it was just.
I lied. I haven't beaten the Capra Demon. I ran crying.
I him last time. How did I?
What did I do?
You referred to the law of fluke, sir.
Yeah.
So when we getting together to do that?
At some point. You're off this week, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Then we shall play a lot.
Cool.
Hurrah!
I will be shopping for vinyl records at a certain point, so you'll have to let me know.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll do. We've got time. We've got time. But anyway, that was episode 4. I'm
CJ, and he's Patrick Smith.
What do we call it? Bro-gerine.
No, I still think we've not. Although it would refer to your hair colour if we were leaning towards tangerine.
We'll stick with that. Bro-gerine. That'll work. Whatever.
Tangerine could be like a margarine, but slightly more barbecue.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
It's the kind of margarine that a dude would use, and it's got like bacon in it.
No, it's the sort of margarine that Chavs would apply, or that Snooky bird from whatever show she's on in the States.
What that kind of that rat thing that wears a wig?
Yeah. Do you like margarine? Do you like tanning? Then try tangerine. It spreads with a knife straight onto your skin, soaking up with a... Remember, if you're tanning and you do like margarine, try tangerine.
Just be sure not to sit on any white surfaces.
Or slip down a mountain.
Or in fact do.
So yes, until we meet again, Mr. P.S.
Until we meet again, Mr. CJ.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Roll music!